Hey guys, this is Strong K, and welcome to my first impressions of Julia. Julia is it's labeled as an adventure game. I think it is sort of a Myst clone developed by CBE Software. They have previously released a game called Ghost in the Sheets, I think, also a Myst clone type of game, and that I have not played actually. Yeah, Czech development team. I think they're from the Czech Republic. At least the names sound Czech. And I think it's a two-man enterprise there. Yeah. Let's jump right into the action and see what this is all about, shall we? Okay. Right. So as you are probably familiar with, if you've played any of the Myst games or like clones thereof. Uh, the story here is pretty much told, at least partially, through cutscenes like those, and as you can see, the graphics are somewhat dated. It's not really state of the art. I mean, given that it's a two people enterprise there at CB Studios, maybe that's understandable. Um, and they have like a varying degree of, quality, really. What I like about the game is the soundtrack. Actually, that's one of the cool features. I think in the beginning, you had this type of This is a little weaker right now, as the meters hit our ship. I was gonna say though, this tube and throat singing that was featured, in the beginning. So I kind of like that. So yeah, also this like space odyssey like classical like piano music. It works. Okay, and I think now the game interface is being explained to us by the game. I am not sure if you can skip this. I'm just gonna let the computer do the talking, and I'll skip this whenever I want to. Yeah, those are our icons for the main interface. Okay, so basically our ship has been hit by this meteor, as you can see, and yeah, malfunctions. Also like a very, very traditional sort of like, cryo sleep. You've been woken up to repair the ship, and now you have to deal with the computer AI kind of thing. You know, if you ever watched Alien or Aliens, I think it is an Alien or any other sci-fi space story. Yeah, dated graphics. This is not, the hair is really birthplace, the uncanny valley. I don't know. Uh,
Greetings, Rachel Manners. You may feel disoriented. This is a perfectly normal side effect of cryogenic sleep and will pass quickly. Don't worry, you will feel much better soon. Please exit the cryo chamber and proceed immediately to the main deck. Emergency condition number 10/1902 has arisen and you must address it immediately.
Alright, this is the first action. Just click OK here.
Hello, computer.
Thank you for arriving so quickly, Rachel. I know you may be a little disoriented, but I need your help.
Where am I?
You're currently on board the interstellar probe CX-1220 Mizuka. We're orbiting an unknown planet in the NGC 9725 system.
Where is everyone?
According to my scan of the ship, you are the only crew member on board. My memory blocks appear altered, so I'm missing the data on exact events. I can tell you that the other crew members left the ship a long time ago, never returned, and we have remained in orbit ever since.
Why was I left behind?
Unfortunately, I lack access to that information, but...
What? I'm all alone on this probe, and all you can tell me is that we're in orbit, and the crew left a long time ago.
It's important...
And you woke me up for this? Enter the bloody Earth coordinates, prepare to leave, and put me back into cryosleep. I don't want to be woken up again until we get home.
Rachel, you must calm down and listen. I was forced to wake you because the ship needs emergency repairs. In fact, this is fortunate for you. If I had not
Okay, so I'm gonna
the
skip
probe
through
has
this.
been hit by...
Are you nuts?
These repairs do not require an...
Alright, computer.
Thank you, Rachel. And please call... I will now explain the interface.
Alright, so this is the explaining
This
part.
is the planet view function.
What does it do?
This allows you to interact with planets that we encounter. For example, I have no information on the planet below, but this can be remedied by using the simple scanning function. You will see 3 icons on this panel. They are Planet Scan, Material Harvest, and Travel to the Surface. Note, you can perform any of these other operations until the planet is scanned. As we race against time, you should now focus on material harvesting and repairing the faulty parts of the probe. This function is Material View. You use this to check your available supplies of critical raw materials. This is Mobot View.
What is a Mobot? It's huge.
Mobot 2400.21 is an experimental mobile robot. Its presence on the probe was a highly guarded secret. Mobot is ideal for planetary exploration under hazardous conditions. Upgrade and Repair View is the ship's small automated laboratory. Repairing the damaged ship parts is your first priority. To make repairs, you need to have a set amount of specific raw materials. If you hover your mouse over a red area, you will get a list of what you need to repair that section. If you want to upgrade a ship's part, you will need to have the correct blueprint first. This view is used during interplanetary travels. Since my data files on this system are missing, this function is of no use now. Now you should return to the planet view and get started, don't you think?
Don't I think that? Okay, that was the introduction. Yeah, from now on I think I'm just going to skip through most of the dialogue, but this just gives you a clue how, this is presented to the player. So yeah, in summation, let's go through this real quick. This is this screen here, this blue planet view is our base of operations, so to speak. Here you can see the planet name, the materials available there, like a short description of, what this planet is all about, I don't know. To obtain those information, you have to scan it, obviously. What you can do also here is harvest the raw materials on the planet, and or land on the planet's surface. This is all being done from this menu. Then here you have an overview of what resources you have on board currently. I think this is the most useless interface, or the most useless screen, because it's just describing basically what elements you're using, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, gold, glass, metal. This is like, I'm not going to point out here that gold, platinum, the fabled element platinum. This is just platinum spelled wrong. Silver and titanium are all metals. Yeah, then you have glass, plastic, and argonium, which is probably our unobtainium here in this game. Yeah, then the Mobot screen, equally useless, save for the fact that, it has like some animation going on here. Later when you upgrade this robot, those windows will be filled and they're also animated. So, this is where the money went. Then the upgrade repair screen, gives you an idea of what needs to be repaired on the ship, which is the comm module, for example. Then you can see if you wanted to repair that would cost you one, what is that? Coal, I forgot. 1 gold, 1 silver, and 1 glass, I think it is. What's that material? Titanium. Okay, yeah, coal. Why would that be coal? That would be stupid. Right. Currently we have 0, so no repairs for us here. And this solar system screen we cannot access at this point. This brings us back to the main menu, obviously. Okay, so let's get started and scan this bad boy. Yes, all being done automatically. We don't have to do anything here. It's just right, like so. Okay, it's Celia 6. That's the planet we're on. Yeah, contains, you know, this amount of resources, and then you have the description here. So what we should do next is harvest this stuff. Right, so you're gonna mouse over the map here. Basically this map that you see here is going to be displayed for all planets that you can visit and harvest. Even though they might be ice planets or water planets, you know, it doesn't matter, jungle planets. It's always going to be this deserty kind of image. And how this works, you know, basically you can see the signatures of the different materials here, and if we like hover over the map, you know, those graphs down there spike, and then if we recognize one of the patterns, we can left click on it, and this should be glass, I think. Yes, it is. Okay, you know, also you get like this audio clue where the stuff is hiding, so basically, you know, to shorten this, you can just like listen and click. If you hear anything, just like click on it. There you go. And I also think that the color of the cursor, like the greener it gets, the closer you are to the element that you need. So yeah, initially reminiscent of something like, you know, the harvesting mini game, you know, from Mass Effect, from the Mass Effect series, but it's nothing like that really. At least it's easier or less time consuming, let's put it that way. And what we can do now is repair the ship. Okay, so here are the different sections of the ship that, you know, are in need of repairs. Let's start with the comm module, and then it gives you a little you know, it's like an instruction of like how to do this. Basically what we have to do here is just, you know, the right material is blinking, and then you have to drag it inside this red box. This is how you repair a spaceship, guys. You know, should you ever be in a situation like this. Relatively easy. If this is all that it takes to be a space engineer, you know, sign me up.
The repairs have been successfully completed.
Nice one. Okay, so let's repair the other things. Actually, let's not do that. I will load a save game because I will spare you. Because this is basically rinse and repeat, you know. It's going to be same minigame, just like, dragging stuff onto the screen. I'm going to load game ending. Which one was it? This one, right? This is the loading screen, by the way. Alright, boom, we're done. Alright, so now the computer suggested that we check out the planet employing our Mobot. Let's do this. Again, I kind of like the sound. I don't know. Alright, Celia 6. Picturesque.
Wow, I don't believe it. To actually see the surface of a distant planet up close. I've been waiting for this moment for such a long time.
This is Celia 6. I'll try to locate some data about it from my backup database. Hopefully, this was not erased.
Pardon my interruption, but my sensory readings detect incredible levels of radiation.
That is strange. This planet was one of the primary targets for our main mission objective.
And now I remember, our mission was to look for sentient life forms, indicated by the leading Earth laboratories. If our primary target is devoid of life due to radiation, that would mean our entire mission was senseless.
Can you estimate the timeline of the...
Just a... According to this explosion...
Obviously.
Okay.
Julia?
Wow.
It looks like an artificial structure.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I just skipped through this because basically what it boils down to here is that the surface is, you know, devoid of life. There's some radiation going on here, and, you know, probably triggered by some nuclear device, you know, so they have bombed themselves into oblivion. All right. Yeah, and this basically constitutes the story part of the game, if you will, or the adventure part, if you want to call it that. And that's actually also, like, apart from the minigames that I don't really like, this is actually one of the weak points of the whole thing. First off, as we have witnessed just now and also earlier, the whole thing is being, like, all the interactions between the computer Julia and Rachel Manners are being told through those, comm windows, uh, featuring the same animations all the time. And I don't know, it does not really work. It does not, to me at least, it does not really convey, the sense of there's something or somewhat of a development going on between those two, people, or between Rachel and the computer. And obviously, Mobot is, is also being voiced by text-to-speech software. I think it sounds like it, though, at least. Okay, so basically, what we can do here is, choose to depart, go back to our ship, or explore the planet, which we're going to do. All right, so this is the exploration interface. Highly reminiscent of, old school text adventure games where you have a, like a text here. It's like a flavor text, and also, laced with information about what's going on, at the locale you're currently at. You have a minimap here. This is, other than giving you information on where you are in relation to where you've been earlier in the game or on the planet surface, pretty much useless, because as you can see here in this interface, it doesn't give you a lot of. You cannot really choose to, like, say, go north or go south, like you would be able to in those classic, type of text adventure games. And then you have this, window here displaying some graphics that, are also there to illustrate the text that you can read here. And basically, this is how you navigate through this environment. Sort of like a choose your own adventure type of interface, where you can basically choose to either, leave, go into the station, or examine stuff, or interact with things that are there. So it's not like you can actually try out to, I don't know, open chest or throw chest at Goblin or whatever. No, you can just, do what the game says you're able to do here. This button here reads out the flavor text.
Mobot stands in front of the abandoned research station. The silence hangs heavy in the air, interrupted only by the mild whirl of Mobot's internal electronics. While the station entrance seems accessible, the obvious decay and disorder are visible reminders that no one has kept house for a long time.
Right. You can also choose to turn this feature on in the main menu, meaning that, whenever you enter a location, this gentleman will read out the flavor text for you. As you've heard, the reading pace is very, very slow and pronounced. So, I choose to just leave it off, and then, if I want to, just listen to it by clicking here. Alright, so let's get started here. What should we do? Yeah, let's be careful and examine the station surroundings first.
This planet is a real dustbin. It's unbelievable anyone would ever try to find life here.
Don't forget, Rachel, that we had to travel quite far to reach this place. A lot of time has passed since our departure, so our earlier observations were really a long, long time ago. If Mobot is correct, and the planet was destroyed only 500 years ago, it may have been very different when observed from Earth before our departure.
So not only back on Earth, but even here, everyone I ever knew is now dead. I now understand what it feels like to be totally alone.
Alright, so yeah, again, we can, perform various actions here. Let's examine the tombstone.
Faint hint of scratches indicates that there was once a name.
Search the body.
A dead body is behind recognition.
I'm just going to click through the thing here, basically because I don't want to stretch this out unnecessarily long. Also because, you can read this place yourself if you're interested.
Observation. It's a small primitive radiation detector.
Pretty ingenious if you ask me, but it seems...
Approach hovercraft.
The hovercraft is beyond repair. It's been ripped
Okay, let's examine the junk pile.
It's nothing more than a pile of junk.
That's disappointing. Yeah, what I wanted to point out is also, in addition to the, this dialogue form, of story development, I don't really get this Julia type of character, like the AI, because, to a certain extent, she features this, like, coldly, purely logical, being, or entity that you would expect from a ship's computer, like an AI, sort of like like a Hell from Space Odyssey, or the Darkfall, the John Carpenter movie, not the recently released game. The bomb there, or like a Shodan from System Shock, to actually cite a game here. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Also, she has this, like, she's like, it's like niggling along the whole duration of the game, suggesting or second guessing your actions, reprimanding you for doing stuff, or basically like being a smarty pants. And yeah, it doesn't really render this character lovable. If you want to put it that way. It's not really someone that you have fun interacting with. So yeah, I don't know if I would have gone with the same design choice here, but yeah, probably not. But let's find out more about the planet by entering the station.
I can't understand why they even built a base here. With this amount of radiation, it's impossible to... Even the space suits are not designed for these levels. And this crew member is dressed in normal clothes. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That's the other thing about the game that is kind of on the weak side, is actually this whole mystery type of, story. Why are you the only person on board? Why you're in cryosleep? Why is everybody else dead? That kind of stuff, of course, there's an explanation to this, and as you proceed through the game, obviously you will find out, what's behind all this. But let me say that much. It's not really, it's like, at least to me, it's not really satisfying. The explanations given in the game are somewhat, lukewarm, like threadbare type of things that you're like, oh, really? Is that how it was? Okay, yeah, let's move on. It's not going to rivet you to your seat, and you're going to be like, oh, wow, I want to find out what happened here, because, you don't really care. I mean, this is, again, something that could have been probably executed better. Yeah, but let's finish this real quick.
I found an ID card on this crew
Okay,
member.
Oh no. Cynthia! We studied together at Cambridge. This can't be right.
Try to remain calm, Rachel. Sadly, you have failed to realize that you are the only crew left. Everyone else is dead.
Commentary. It
Again,
seems
with
that
the patronizing. This Julia character is just like really riling me up. I don't know. Okay.
Caution. I've detected virulent organic life forms in the air. It might be too dangerous to bring those back to the probe. Please make sure to maximize the decontamination process to be sure the life forms are destroyed.
Do you think those life forms are native to the planet?
I will analyze a sample. Analysis. Judging from DNA scan, those are heavily mutated viri, originating from the crew member bodies and then genetically modified by the high radiation levels.
Yeah, guys, remember to maximize the decontamination process. Remember, in the main screen, we had this decontamination icon that you can click. Right, because we didn't. This is also what I mean. Like, some of the information you're given, they seem really arbitrary. In this context. Why would you do this? And this is not only things like that. We can say, okay, this is just to add flavor. Just imagine. There's not even a cutscene. Where the robot gets sanitized, or like decontaminated, if you will. It's just he mentions that to and it's not being followed up. I don't know. It seems arbitrary. This is the effect that it leaves on me. And the same thing is true for generally the whole story. The whole, like, there are major plot holes later on that kind of, give like rendered feeling upon the player, that says, somebody didn't really think this through, or sadly they didn't really pay a lot of attention to the story. I don't know. So let's continue here. Let's examine the corpses.
Observation. They have no vital functions.
We already know that much, Mobot. But can you search for anything else?
Analysis. I just find it illogical why they would all die in the same room.
We can't know that now, so let's move on.
Just a second. It now appears that they were all shot with some firearm.
Okay, so yeah, they were all shot. Let's check out the computer.
The computer has no power. I think it must be dead.
As far as I was briefed, all these stations are solar powered. The panel arrays should be next to the main building. Maybe they just need some maintenance.
Good idea. Try to find them.
Again, this is also, I was talking about plot holes earlier. This is something that I mean, we have Rachel Manners on board. She's the astrobiologist. If you actually proceed in the game, I hope I don't spoil too much here, you'll see how it would be necessarily vital to bring an astrobiologist, down to one or more of these planets, but, fuck it, let's just leave her in cryo sleep. And also this, she's like, I don't know who did the mission briefing, who actually selected these people, to execute this mission, because this seems to be like a total disaster. Even like doomed from the beginning. I'm not talking about like, things going awry once you get to a strange planet with like, I don't know, adverse conditions or what have you, no. It's like, it's like poor communication. There's this incredibly useful Mobot thing on board that nobody knows about because it's top secret. Apparently just the computer knows. Why? Why? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Just leaves you wondering what went on there. I don't know. Maybe this is a future that this game wants to warn us about. Do not set children in this world. This is the message that this game seems to be sending. I don't know. This is what will become of mankind, man. Makes you think, doesn't it? Alright, let's get out of here and let's look for the solar panels. Where might they be hiding? Okay, hey, let's search for them.
I cannot find anything which would resemble solar panels in here.
Maybe they just removed them.
Hey, what's that pile next to the tombstone?
This could possibly be it. Good catch, Rachel. Mobot, uncover it.
Yeah. Good catch, Rachel. MVP. This is really why she's on this mission.
The power is on.
Right. Also, no minigame, nothing, just, turning on the power. Let's get back here, enter the station, and let's get this over with. Okay.
The account is password protected.
I'm uploading a software bypass for that. Try now.
Where on earth did you get it?
Ladies have to have their secrets, don't you think?
I'm not going to comment on that. Okay, so this is, it's like password cracking 101. This is sort of like a hangman type of minigame. So, you enter letters like J. I don't know why I entered J. Let's go with the vowels here. Obviously, you have like unlimited tries. So U, Y, S, ness, loneliness, isn't it? Awesome. Yeah, actually, each like new game will feature different passwords. It's not always the same. Alright, public space, no data here, personal log, journal failure, and then private messages. Okay, I'm gonna just skip through this because I'm not gonna read the floor tile. Alright, stuff's hidden there. Log out, leave computer. Try open the leftmost floor tile. Incidentally, this is also where I hide my shit in the office.
Commentary. There's a computer access card hidden in there. Sending visual feed.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
This is where I hide my computer cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's odd. That's the combination to my suitcase. If you know what I'm referencing, leave a comment. Okay, approach the computer. Swipe the access card. Okay, public space, no data here. Private messages. Failure, personal log. Again, not going to read this. As you can see, 9 out of 2,335. Yeah, good luck with that. Let's just go through this. I'm going to end this madness.
Was pretty grim reading.
I agree, and I think we've learned enough
Okay.
about the
Yeah,
circumstances
you
of their
guys make a
deaths.
Sparta reference here. Okay, and then classified data.
Bullseye. Blueprints of high-range solar system scanner.
What's that for?
Weren't you briefed?
If we built the
Seriously?
scan-
Also, fun fact, how can you land on this planet without this scanner device? I don't know. Because you have to upgrade it now. It's not broken or anything. Okay, let's leave this godforsaken hellhole and get back to our ship. Right, no cutscene here. Yeah, so now we should upgrade the system scanner to, you know, be able to use this screen here. Okay, let's upgrade, and this works as follows. You know, the blueprint that we picked up here gives us like an idea of what we have to assemble, and basically you know, challenging part of this puzzle is that we do not have enough parts to complete this. We do have enough of these elements here, like, you know, we can attach them like so, pick them up with left mouse, and right mouse rotates it, and then, you know, put it down again. We do not have enough of those connectors here. So what we need to do basically is, you know, figure out a way of arranging this more economically, if you will. So, you know, you can see that this Y thing leads to this square with the waves. So, you know, that needs to come before this triangle and, you know, this snake kind of symbol here. So let me just spoil this for you if you want to solve it for yourself. You know, don't watch this. It took me a long time to figure this out, actually. I don't know what that says about my playing skills. Alright. This, put this like so, I guess. Okay, and then connect this. This goes here, 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 like this. Okay, and then just connect the whole shebang to the other side of the panel here. Okay, and then you can hit construct to check whether or not this is a viable solution. Nice. Okay.
It seems you have
Right. So now we can use this, and this allows us to travel to other planets in the solar system. This is where we are right now. This is the sun, and then as you can see, it's like 5 other planets, so it's 6 in total. Alright, I'm not going to do this though. I'm not going to travel because if we did that, we would have to complete another minigame, you know, that we cannot skip. And this is sort of like a picture puzzle kind of thing, and it's very time consuming, and, you know, nothing much to show. So I'm going to show you something else here, which I prepared. This is going to be a mini game that's very close towards the end of the game. Why I want to show this to you is because I deem this the absolute worst part of the whole game. Basically to, you know, show you, okay, if you can live with this, you know, if this is tolerable for you, then you might pick up this game. If you think this is a deal breaker, then, you know, forget about it. So apparently we're in this ice cave here. This is the Mobot unit. And what we have to do is we have to get to the other end of this cave, which is, you know, somewhere down here. You know, you cannot scroll this, so I can show it to you right now. And basically we can laser our way through these ice blocks. Those, you know, colored ice blocks we cannot laser because they're solid. And yeah, the instructions are here. What's important is walking. No, wait, hold on. Okay, you cannot fall more than one level down, or if you walk under a single block of ice, you die. Okay, this is this description is not really helpful, as and you can see this is very like piss poor animations. I mean, I described earlier how the graphics are dated, but this is actually worse than that. This is also like very, very uninspired, and just look at that, man. I mean, I've seen Flash games a lot better than this. Plus, this robot moves at a really slow pace. No clue what they're thinking here. This seems really uninspired. It feels more like, oh yeah, let's just tack this onto, you know, there's like a sequence that, you know, goes before this portion of the game that just you know, it's like, oh yeah, we can do it. Let's do like real quick. Let's do a mini game and then let's add some more content here. This is really unnecessary. Yeah, as you can see, you know, I cannot scroll. Why? This is important because what I actually like the worst about this is because it is so slow, restarting is really a pain in the ass because you have to do all the shit again to get down here. And then, you know, and remember how the instructions said that if you have a single bit of ice that you can drill, you know, that may fall down on you. So if you do this now, you know, for example, if we drilled here, that would mean that, you know, we're underneath this block of ice, which is, you know, won't be a single block of ice, at least not to my understanding, because there's one right next to it here, and it's also attached to this one here. However, let's see what happens. Yeah. Crushed to death by ice. So that's like, yeah, that's the thing that I don't really like, because this is more or less trial and error. You just maneuver through this labyrinth, and basically if you're stuck you cannot backtrack, so you have to restart all the time, and if you're stuck then you just have to, you know, bite the bullet and get killed and start all over again. Plus, you know, the fact that you cannot scroll this makes planning ahead impossible. You just have to memorize what's going on down here and, you know, what's going on here, so if it's safe to come back here. Highly frustrating in my book. So yeah, again, just to show you, I think this is absolutely the worst minigame of the whole thing. If you still think this is fun, you know, sure, this might be for you. Right, so Julia, my thoughts actually, you know, I've unleashed a lot of criticism onto the game. And clearly, I don't think it's a very good game, or like a good game, you know, in the least. I mean, what I do like about it is the soundtrack. I already mentioned that. You know, but other than that, it's not really. I mean, if you're a fan of those Myst type of games, then this might be for you. Simply because, you know, if you enjoy those mini puzzles and, you know, have a neat story, like you know, interlacing or in between those puzzles, yeah, sure, why not pick it up? But then basically what you just saw is what you get. You know, you have story puzzle, story puzzle. Actually, this is sort of like, I think, typical of the whole Myst genre, basically. That, you know, you have this, you have like you're immersing into a world, you know, and then you have like little challenges that you have to solve to, you know, proceed with the story. And also for this, I think this is not really the strongest, you know, possible way that this could have went. Simply because also immersion-wise, there's not really a lot to see. I mean, if you've played, for example, Riven or Uru even, you know, Myst titles, those I really like. And why is that? Because the puzzles are not really that, you know, central, at least to me. What is really a strong suit, I think, of the whole Myst subgenre, if you will, and I think this is a term, you know, I will at least use this term. You know, you can, you have this high level of immersion into the gaming world. You know, remember in Riven, those of you who played it, you know, you have this whole culture revolving around those whale creatures, like these deep sea creatures, the wargs, I think they're called. And you just like move around, discover, and basically, like, you know, watching those animals hatch and stuff like that, you know, really gives you a sensation of being in another world. Whereas here, or Uru is the same thing, you know, and then it's like, as I said, interlaced with like puzzles, logical puzzles. Not so much, you know, in the typical sense like you have in point-and-click adventures where you just combine stuff. You know, you pick up items and then, you know, at one point and then, you know, at another point in the story you just have to apply them, or like dialogue trees, and then, you know, basically whatever you do, like all the puzzles are somehow like, you know, interwoven in, it's like, or integrated into the story. And this is not the case here. Basically, here's just you know, story puzzle, and they're to some degree, or like I think to a large extent, they're interchangeable. Meaning that, you know, remember the things that we did in the beginning, the repairs on the ship. If you take this you know, drag and drop kind of puzzle and just exchange it with the this, you know, blueprint kind of thing, you wouldn't notice. Like, you wouldn't go, oh, I'm repairing the ship and now I have to assemble something. That seems odd. You know, usually that's not the case with this type of game. So, you know, I won't hold it against that. It's just that some of the games are really uninspired. Like this, you know, drag and drop thing, it's really easy. Or this harvesting stuff, why would you even do that? You know, it's just like, you know, scan the map of the planet and then click on, you know, wherever the stuff spikes. Yeah, but on the other hand, if you enjoy this, if you're like a huge fan, if you think, okay, I like to solve like the occasional mini puzzle, and, you know, I enjoy having a little bit of story, you know, to go with it, sure, pick it up. Thing is, net playing time I think is around, it's like 4 to 5 hours. I think I finished it in 4 hours something, so it's not a lot. You know, bear that in mind. Also because they ask, like, the asking price is $20, $19.99 on Amazon as a download, mind you, and I think on, if you live in Europe, Amazon UK is slightly cheaper. I think goes for £12 or £13. I'm not sure. Still, you know, it's a lot of money for this type of game. I think at least I would be willing to pay, I think, $8 for this. Tops, yes, like 7, 6 maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. Also because story-wise, I've mentioned this. It's not a lot going on for it. You know. I don't know. I think it would have helped if you know, they just focused on like one planet. You know, sculpt it out a little more. You know, add a little more details, a little more flavor. You know, make it like you're discovering a new world, and, you know, have the player stunned by that. You know, and like to convey this expression, or to convey this notion, basically, you don't have to have like super awesome graphics. I mean, Riven did it. That game was from like when, 2000 something, right? Must be 10 years old by now, 12 years, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is what I mean. I think also this game suffers from something like a phenomenon that you see a lot, actually, I think. You know, obviously I don't have any statistical data on this, but you know, I feel that, you know, this is a common pitfall for you know, game designers that basically are, you know, that know technically know how to assemble a game, like, you know, how to slap it together, but then they're lacking the story department. As far as I'm informed, this game is also based on a novel, I think, or short story by one of the designers. So, you know, and this has this feel to it. It's like, hey, yeah, I got this idea. And, you know, I'm not going to say that it necessarily does not translate into a video game, because I have not read the story. So obviously I cannot comment on that. But, you know, at least the way it is translated here does not really work. Because you're just, you know, really briefly, you know, seeing the planets, just like hop from one locale to the other and be like, hey, you know, I'm trying to solve this, like, solar system-wide mystery here. Yeah, it doesn't really work out. And, you know, I can see, maybe this is unjust, but this is at least the feeling that I had. You see this a lot, especially with like independent or semi-independent studios. You know, that if you have a somewhat presentable technical execution, stuff is lacking in the story department, at least, you know, with adventure games. You know, that's somewhat off-putting to me, at least. You know, doesn't really make you fall in love with the characters or the story or the whole setting. So yeah, again, if you're a fan of Myst or Myst clone games, you know, give it a try. Why not? If not, if you're undecided, I'd rather, you know, take a pass on this one. Alright, that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will hope I hope to see you soon on one of my channels. Alright, thanks.